Hi guys, my name is Natalia Porsche and I am an immigration lawyer in Biloxi, Mississippi. And in this video, I will tell you about latest immigration news that we all had to deal with. The immigration news about latest update on deportation, the procedure that ICE is using and employing in order to deport undocumented people who are here in the United States, as well as the procedure that they have to follow in order to deport you. Now, first of all, I would like to say that a lot of lawsuits have been filed against President Trump's executive order in connection with immigration, and I believe that we will hear soon some kind of news about it. As far as the citizenship, right to the citizenship of the child who was born here in the United States from undocumented mother and father, as well as the class action and for asylum seekers. So all of these lawsuits are pending right now, and we will find out more. I believe that the citizenship case will go all the way up to Supreme Court, so we'll see some changes coming in our might be even constitution, so we never know. So I will keep posting more videos and giving you latest updates, and just wanted to say thank you for all my supporters, and I guys love you very much. I also support you. That's the reason why I'm giving you news, so that you know about the situation that we have to go through right now as immigrants. Here's the first sad news about that. DHS, the new Secretary of Homeland Security, um, contacted IRS, and now IRS is required to provide documentation to um, ICE, to Department of Homeland Security, regarding the immigration status, regarding information about undocumented citizens who were using ITIN number. Okay, ITIN number is the number that IRS provides you if you don't have a social security number and you need to file your taxes. We have the we know that in 2022, undocumented citizens filed about 60 billion, reported 60 billion in taxes only in 2022, and they paid that. And so now, what we will likely have right now is that people will not be willing to file their taxes. And the reason is not because they don't want to pay taxes. The reason is because they don't want to know, they don't want to ICE know where they reside, as simple as this. So they will not be just paying taxes. They will not come forward about their earnings, and they will not come forward about their physical address. I mean, can you blame them if they know that they can be raided by ICE to give them physical address? So likely what's going to happen this the saddest thing is that not just US will lose a lot of taxpayers money. Likely we would not know where these people are because they'll be scared to report their new address after they moved, of course, from the previous address, the one that they reported to IRS. So that's what's going to happen, and that's I look at it as an unfortunate situation for the United States to lose such an enormous amount of money and to lose the trust of people who actually trusted in the system and were reporting their earnings. So enough about IRS. Now I will talk a little bit about Laken Riley's Act. We have a Laken Riley's Act, and this is the new law that Trump signed recently, that people, undocumented citizens who have a prior conviction, or not even conviction, an arrest for shoplifting or any other crimes, and we all know shoplifting is not a violent crime. So before, for example, if you have a shoplifting in your even conviction for shoplifting, not just arrest, you would have no problem to go through adjustment of status process and to go through the whole, citizenship procedure. As of now, they will face difficulty because of, potential impact of Laken-Riley's Act, which states that if non-citizen has ever been arrested for shoplifting or any other specific crimes, specifically violent crimes, this person, if in ICE custody, will not be eligible for a bond. So the mandatory detention of non-citizen will apply before non-citizen will go see a judge and will be provided with his or her due process right. If, let's say, for example, this person is seeking some sort of relief from deportation. So this is what Laken-Riley's Act is about. In my opinion, it doesn't do any favors to anybody. Why? Because, I mean, if that happened only once in the United States, as far as the connection between shoplifting and connection between that person was released from ICE custody and killed someone while he was out, right? Well, first of all, shoplifting is not a violent crime. And it happened to be that this person had a conviction for shoplifting in his record, right? The person who killed, unfortunately, young lady in this case. And it's not my intent to undermine the sadness of the story. It's horrible. But if we look at domestic violence record, that statistics that we have in the United States, in fact, young ladies, girls dying from the hands of their domestic partners every day. So, I mean, think about that. So, in my opinion, just because that person had a shoplifting arrest in the past, a conviction, doesn't mean that this person is a violent person, because the crime is not violent by itself. The nature is not violent. And if before Laken-Riley's Act, this person would face no problem to go through adjustment of status with that conviction, shoplifting, arrest, or conviction. And why I'm saying arrest or conviction, because it's very important to separate. Anyways, it used to be very important to separate conviction from arrest in immigration law. But also by Trump signing this order, he kind of showing us that I don't care about conviction, only arrest can can matter. Only arrest can ruin everything, which is really not what congressional intent was behind immigration laws in the first place. Okay, we only used to look at the conviction, not arrest. But right now, he's kind of giving government more freedom to to do what they have to do to argue their cases. If before it was difficult to fight the government in immigration court, right now it will be extremely difficult. Is it possible? Yes. But again, shoplifting arrest for nonviolent crime, it happened once in the past, and now we have to carry this precedent over to new cases and keep applying it again and again in hope to punish another case, another offender like that in the future. I mean, this is a bit, in my opinion, this is ridiculous. Now, another news that we have is that President Trump fired 20 immigration judges around the United States, and 3 of those judges were, unfortunately, that's what I figure out with my colleagues from immigration court in New Orleans. And we know who they are. They're really good people. They are people who are fighting for justice, because that's all it's about. It's about justice. It's about fair. It's about due process. This is the Constitution of the United States is based on those principles, and we cannot change those principles because we just decided to do so. We have to give any person who is located in the United States a fair chance to defend himself or herself, right? It's called due process, as simple as this. It's a very, very clear concept. So again, 3 judges from New Orleans Immigration Court were fired by Trump in his administration. So right now, what to me, it sounds like at this point, immigration judges will be afraid to rule in favor of the respondent. Sometimes if respondent doesn't have very compelling case which cannot be appealed, which could be appealed, right, there is still an appeal, right? So you should think about that also. And Board of Immigration Appeal, no one replaced those people. Hopefully they're fair and just, as any judge should be. So here we have precedent that immigration judges were fired. So now immigration judges will be very careful in deciding their cases. And like I said, there's always a way to fight your case. If you cannot win it, we have to take into consideration the circumstances that we're under. So if we cannot win it on in the first level, we'll have to appeal it, and it's only one way to win it and get a fair decision. And if this is the way we have to proceed further with representation of our client, be it, that's what we're going to do. Now, another sad news, Venezuelan people. I watched news about Trump deporting Venezuelans to outside the United States. So as we know, Constitution of the United States is applicable only on United States soil. Now, these people were, non-citizens were deported, transferred to Guantanamo, and that obviously were violation of their human rights, because I do not believe that at this time conditions at that jail in Guantanamo, at that prison, is acceptable. And now I will tell you more about conditions that ICE has. ICE actually requires certain conditions that their detainee should be held in, which is very interesting. And I will tell you in a minute about this, which I found interesting and amazing. Another way to fight those deportations, some of the unjust deportation cases and unjust detentions. So now these Venezuelan people who are not eligible to TPS anymore, right? So we have a Homeland Security, Secretary of Homeland Security determined that Venezuela lost TPS status here in the United States, temporary protected status. Temporary protected status were designated by Venezuela was designated as a country of temporary protected status by previous Secretary of Homeland Security. I believe it was by Mayorkas, Alexander Mayorkas, but it might be someone else who designated. I'm not sure, so that's why I know it was before the new administration got into the office. So now we have a new Secretary of Homeland Security who removed Venezuela from that list, determining that Venezuela does not have any problems in Venezuela. Suddenly it's all changed. And therefore, this country is not anymore designated as temporary protected status. Therefore, the work permits and designation TPS is out of the window. So Venezuelan people, they don't have any choice but to stay here undocumented, or depart the United States, or apply for another relief, which I will highly recommend, such as maybe seeking asylum if it's in connection with politics and things like that. Always consult an experienced immigration attorney, guys. It's very important. This information is immigration news only. It's not related to your specific case, and it's not to be treated as a legal advice. Now, another important thing that happened, we have USCIS who terminated COVID-19 requirements for adjustment of status purpose. So the people, non-citizens here who are in the process of receiving green card, who apply for a green card, now it's then will not be required to have a COVID-19 vaccine. So that was another change that was placed in the USCIS procedural guideline recently, and this is how it's going to be now. Now, it still remains a question to me and to other lawyers, I believe, immigration lawyers who practice immigration law here in the United States, how, for example, Lake and Riley Act will apply. Will it apply retroactively, or will it apply after it was made as a law? So here we still have a lot to go through, and the people who were detained, let's say, had a shoplifting arrest before like in Raleigh Act was signed in as a law. So how that's going to apply? Will it apply retroactively, or will it not apply retroactively? There are a lot of arguments to play that it's not applicable retroactively, but I guess Trump administration is going to argue for a different approach. So also now what you have to watch out for is you have to watch out for if your employer do not employ illegal immigrants, because ICE do raid business sites. They do go into businesses, and it's been really bad lately. So make sure you always confirm immigration status of your employee with filing appropriate documents. Always consult an experienced immigration attorney about that. And like I said, if you find some information online, always set up an appointment, confirm with the immigration attorney. It might be applicable to your case, or it might not be even applicable to your case. I thank you for watching this video, and I will do more live streaming videos in the future, but this was it for now about as far as the main immigration news. And I'm pretty sure that immigration news will see a lot of it coming through every day. So, and it will be very fast developing field at this point. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for your nice comments. And please do talk to a lawyer always. And a lawyer should act in your best interest. You always can call my law firm. It's 228-229-7500. Hablo español, говорю по-русски. То есть можете позвонить по телефону, и you can call the phone and set up a consultation. I also do a lot of cases around here in detention centers such as Mississippi Adams County or Louisiana detention centers in Louisiana. I do handle a lot of cases in connection with people who were being detained after DUI, traffic ticket, and etc., who ended up or just being detained by ICE during illegal traffic stop. And that happened a lot recently here in Mississippi Gulf Coast. Okay, guys, well, thank you so much for watching, and have a great weekend.